Well, this offense sure does show its inconsistencies. What is going on, everybody? Welcome to Phillies High School Media. Today recapping this afternoon's game between the Phillies and the Cincinnati Reds as the Phillies lose 1-0 to the Reds as he jumped the final game of this three-game series as they fail to sweep. Now, guys, before we get into this video, please subscribe if you have not yet. Please turn on the notification bell. Please like this video, comment on this video, share this video, and let's get into this. So I have to say, I'm a little bit bothered by this loss. I mean, clearly, how could you not? They won the first two games of this series, quite easily. For whatever reason, the offense just didn't show up today. I mean, 15 runs through the first two games of the series. Then you head into the final game, you get nothing as you get shut out. And how many times? I mean, 4 times in the last week we've been shut out. We got shut out today, we got shut out the final 2 games of the Mets series, and we got shut out last Wednesday against the Miami Marlins. So 4 times in a week, this Phillies team has been shut out. So this Phillies offense continues to show its inconsistencies. As of course Brandon Marshall likely going on the IL after really injuring himself, with attempting to rob a home run yesterday. So the Phillies, the injuries just keep on coming for this team. The lack of outfield depth is really starting to show now. So it's very unfortunate, especially when you don't have guys like Mickey Moniak now. You don't have guys like Odubel Herrera anymore. Let me just say, I'm not missing those guys too much, but this offense, after scoring 11 runs last night, to come back the very next day and they don't even pitch across a run. 18 hits yesterday on 11 runs. Today, 5 hits on no runs. And you can't expect this bullpen to be perfect. Anybody blaming Strandon Dominguez for the loss this afternoon is just completely absurd, and I don't even want to hear it. How in the world can you blame Strandon Dominguez, a guy that has just been incredible all year in the closing role for this loss? You can't expect the bullpen to be perfect all the time, right? They're human. They're going to make mistakes. This solely comes down on the offense. Ranger Suarez with another dominant start. He didn't get any run support. He didn't get barely any run support. He got no run support at all. So you don't muster calls one run against the rinky-dink Cincinnati Reds team. Now, granted, you still win the series, I understand, but tired of getting shut out, okay? As you're talking about, 4 times down the last week. I'm sick of it. As we could be scoring, certainly the only scoring of the ball game here in the bottom of the 9th inning off of Strandon Dominguez, as Jose Barrero singles on a ground ball to center field. Albert Amaro Jr. crosses the plate. The Reds win 1-0. So the Phillies get walked off. It seems like we get walked off a lot when we go to Cincinnati. So that would be your final 1-0 Reds as they salvage the final game of this 3-game series. So shame on the Phillies for not mustering across, not even a run. At least you could have made something happen there and, could have went to extra innings. But you got shut out by this Reds team. The Reds, my gosh. That's embarrassing. This is probably the 2nd or 3rd worst team in baseball, and you just got shut out by these guys. It wasn't like you got shut out by, I could give a little bit of a pass because the Mets, they had, you all know they're a first place team and they have great pitching. The Marlins, I'm a little more sympathetic with that as well, simply because they also have a pretty good pitching staff. But this Reds team has a horrendous pitching staff, one of the worst in baseball. That's one of the worst teams in baseball. So I'm really, really befuddled by this one. So you could have headed into this series this weekend against the Mets with a sweep, and instead you just win the series. So it is what it is. It could have been a heck of a lot worse, but also at the same time, it could have been a heck of a lot better. You know what I'm saying? It could have been a heck of a lot better. So I am very disappointed. I am very disappointed. This sounds dramatic. It's not the end of the world, of course, but you could have swept the series very easily, and you didn't. You did not. So Gene Segura at leadoff spot as Bryson Stott gets the day off. He goes hitless. I don't like Gene Segura at leadoff spot. I don't like him there. I think he's much better suited, further down the lineup. I think that's pretty much been proven. And Rhys Hoskins, 1 knock this afternoon, also drawing a walk. Another game for Rhys Hoskins where he reached base at least twice. He's an on-base machine. He gets on base so much. I just love it. And outgoing 1 knock this afternoon as well. JT Muto gets the day off yesterday and then comes back the very next day and goes hitless as he strikes out 3 times. Nick Castellanos also collecting a knock as well. And Munoz Sosa, after having a 3 RBI night in the first game of the series, goes hitless here this afternoon. And Kyle Schwarber comes off the bench to pinch hit, right? So just because of the fact that he's not starting, he's still available to pinch hit. So I imagine he will DH on Friday against the Mets. Unfortunately, Schwarber didn't do anything off the bench. And Derek Hall, 1 knock this afternoon as well. As he DH'd, and Matt Freeland gets to start out in center, as he's going to be starting out there every single day now. because of the Brandon Marsh likely IL stint. Nothing's been officially announced yet, but he's heading on the IL. He did avoid a serious injury. It could have been a heck of a lot worse. But he's going to be out for a little bit. So that's very disappointing. So Matt Fearling, get ready to see him out there every day. And I like Matt Fearling. I do. But he's just very inconsistent at the plate. But, I don't really think things are going to slow down too much out there with the defense, right? Matt Fearling definitely a well above average defender. Nick Mayton gets a start in left field and goes hitless, but he was able to draw a walk. So at least that was pretty nice to see. So the Phillies only get 5 hits. It wasn't like a game. Now, granted, we did have maybe a few opportunities, but it wasn't like a game where we left tons of runners on base. We were sloppy with fundamentals. We were just bad at the plate today. We barely had any opportunities. This Phillies team at the plate today was just void. Nowhere to be seen. It wasn't like we even tried to make something happen. At least sometimes we actually put runners in scoring position. Today we hardly even did that. Very disappointing. Where did the bats go? I just don't get it. Where did the bats go? Every team's going to have a loss like this, but I hate to keep complaining, but I'm going to say it again. I'm tired of being shut out. I'm very tired of it. 4 times in the last week. That's unacceptable. I'm sorry, that's just flat out unacceptable. Especially against the team, one of these shutouts against a team that's probably the second or third worst team in baseball. At the end of the day, they're one of the worst teams in baseball, any way you want to look at it, and you just got shut out by these guys. Ranger Suarez, a masterful start, 7 innings, 3 hits, no runs, of course, 2 walks and 8 strikeouts, and he deserved the win. It's a shame on the offense for not, backing him up with a 3.31 ERA for Ranger Suarez. Ranger Danger, man. This guy, Mr. Ranger, his entrance song, hey, Mr. Ranger, right? That's kind of his theme song when he walks in. So through 21 starts, 114 and a third innings, 97 strikeouts, and a 1.29 whip. And over his last 7 starts, a 1.71 ERA. A 1.71 ERA over his last 7 starts. And this is a back of the rotation guy. And he's giving you a 1.71 ERA in his last 7 starts. Think about that for a second. Ranger Suarez has just been incredible. He has really, really been incredible. So I love what Ranger Suarez is doing, man. This guy is just been on an absolute tear. He is just dominating. He's being kind of like the strikeout guy, right? His stuff is working. It's working very well. He's never been the guy to allow a lot of home runs. We've seen that in the past. You go take a look at Aaron Nola, a guy that, even at his best, he still allows a decent amount of home runs. But you go take a look at Ranger Suarez. Definitely keeps the ball inside the park, and it's especially hard to do at a hitter-friendly ballpark like Citizens Bank and this afternoon at Great American Ballpark, which is also to be known as a hitter-friendly ballpark. So Ranger Suarez did his job today, but the Phillies offense certainly didn't do their job. And David Robertson continues to just be great there in the bottom of the 8th inning. He does allow a hit, comes out of it unscathed as he also strikes out 1 as well. A 1.94 ERA for David Robinson. Sam Dominguez gets smacked with a loss. 6-4 now in the year. You can't blame this guy. He's human. I don't think that was a terrible inning, I'll be honest with you. But it's hard to put all this pressure on the bullpen all the time when you're not going out there and scoring runs. Eventually, you're due for a mistake. You're due for kind of an off appearance, and that wasn't even a terrible appearance. It wasn't good. If you had a 2 or 3 run lead, it wouldn't have mattered. I wouldn't have barely even been talking about it. It's very frustrating. It's very frustrating, and this was so boring today watching this team play. We just did not work good ABs either. When you strike out 11 times as a team, think about it, we have 27 outs. We struck out 11 times. That's more of a third of our outs were strikeouts. So that is just sad, and it just really goes to show you, how much this team really does strike out. Put the ball in play. My gosh. You're seeing less and less of it, not just on the fields, but all around Major League Baseball. There's a ton more strikeouts. It's just getting worse year by year. It wasn't like we lost 2 out of 3. It wasn't like we got swept. We still won 2 out of 3. Finish up this road trip with a 3-3 road trip as we head back to the bank for a 4-game series. But we could have been 15 over heading into the Mets 4-game series. 15 over. Now we are going to see this Reds team again next week at Citizens Bank Park, and we need a sweep. We should have swept this. We should have swept this series. But some positives coming out of this series. The offense, despite not being here today, was really there last night. Rhys Hoskins, and even today, he was one of our best offensive players today. Still reaching base twice, and those 2 home runs last night. Nick Castellanos looked great last night. He was in his old self form of 2021. Eric Stubbs continues to be so good as backup catcher. Munoz Sosa stepping up and showing that this Phillies team has depth. And this Phillies team still has depth. Unfortunately, it just didn't really come through today. We just had a tough day. we just had a tough day. There's just no other way to say it. But the thing that really bothers me, we weren't going against Nick Lodolo, who doesn't have terrible numbers at all. I mean, through 11 game starts here at 4.12 ERA, 54 2/3 innings, and 72 strikeouts. So this guy's not some rinky-dink like Patrick Corbin, folks. I mean, this is definitely an above-average starter, one of the best starters in the Reds rotation, of course. Yeah, I mean, he's definitely no slouch. I'm a little bit understanding of that. When the Marlins are beating the Padres, you got to keep taking advantage. You got to keep putting the foot on the pedal. I'm not sounding whiny, but you have to take advantage. With this Phillies team, it can look so good at times, and it could just, the very next day, it just looks absolutely terrible. So typical Phillies, you score 11 runs the night before, come back the next day, and you get nothing. So we are still one game up on the Padres in the wild card spot. It's going to be only a half a game. It's only going to be a half a game. Now, granted, we still are going to be up on them. Little injury update on Bryce Harper. He did take batting practice again today at Citizens Bank Park as his father, Ron, threw to him. Right, I've met his dad. He's a great guy. Really, really cool dude. So Bryce Harper did take batting practice today at Citizens Bank Park. Kyle Schwarber, as it did mention before, likely will return to the lineup Friday night as we get a day off tomorrow as a team. And Brandon Marsh likely to end on the IL after attempting a rather home run last night. And of course, he did exit the game, so that's likely going to be an IL stint for him as well, as he did hurt himself pretty bad. So this is going to be a 4-game series against the New York Mets. 7-5 the first pitch Friday. Chris Bassett 10-7, a 3.270 ERA going against Aaron Nola, 8-9 with a 3.07 ERA. We did nothing against Bassett last time we saw him in New York on Sunday. So I thought we were going to win against them, and we didn't. So who knows? Of course, we are at the bank, but I really hope that we could split the series. If we split the series, I'll be very happy with that. 1-5 on Saturday, the first game of a day-night doubleheader. To be determined for both sides. 7:15 is the second game. Noah Syndergaard was supposed to start the second game, and for whatever reason why, he was scratched. They wanted him to get an extra day of rest. The thing I do find a little bit strange is Mets went out and played the Angels earlier this year. Noah Syndergaard was set to face the New York Mets, and then abruptly, right before the start, he was scratched. And there was no really good explanation as to why. And I kind of feel like that here. Why do you need to give him an extra day of rest? Does he have butterflies in his stomach going against his old teammates? So that is some of the drama you get when you get a guy like Noah Syndergaard on your team. I do like him. I like him a lot. I think he's a great personality. He saw the comments. He said, I feel like I'm a part of this team. I love it here. He said, I feel like I belong here. And I really like Noah Syndergaard. I've really grown to like him. But he's definitely, a presence. 1:35 the finale on Sunday. Kyle Gibson gets to start 8-5 with a 4.30 ERA. And to be determined for New York. And the Phillies are having their Top Golf tournament in Mount Laurel, New Jersey on Sunday afternoon. I mean, $300 a person. Of course, it is for a good cause. But, Kyle Schwarber is going to be there. Kyle Gibson is going to be there. Bryce Harper is going to be there. Nick Castellanos is going to be there. So a lot of names, right? A lot of names are going to be there. That is pretty much it. So the Phillies do settle with a series win over the Cincinnati Reds as they failed to sweep here this afternoon. The offenses went to sleep. All those strikeouts, 11 strikeouts in this ballgame for this team. We weren't even getting on base. We weren't really making anything happen. We just looked horrible at the plate today. Got to move on. Day out tomorrow. Let's recoup. And of course, we did wear the grays today since the Reds were wearing their red jerseys. So that makes sense. You can't have two teams wearing the same color uniform. So guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Please subscribe if you haven't yet. Please turn on that notification bell. Please like this video, comment on this video, share this video. Check out the social media link exclusive section at Phillies Hot Stove Media, Instagram. Follow me on Twitter at PHotStoveMedia. Call or text 267-225-3392. Email me, PhilliesHotStoveMedia@gmail.com. So guys, thanks so much for watching. I'm Luke, and I'll talk to you later. Enjoy the day out tomorrow, and it's going to be a tough one on Friday night. Bassett, no, let's go Phillies. See you guys.